Hey everybody, welcome back to Mac Kiteboarding. Today I've got a really unique product that you haven't seen on our website before. This is the North Dockstarter. So this is an inflatable foil launching device that you're supposed to be using with a dock, boat, whatever you want to strap this thing to. The idea, it holds your board above the water with the foil in the water so that when you run up and jump on it, you can take off gliding and start pumping by yourself. So those of you that have tried dock starting before, you know this can be a really hard thing to do, especially if you don't have the perfect dock setup or somebody to hold your board for you while you run up on it, or if you don't have some kind of a MacGyver device to hold your board. There's all kinds of ideas out there on how to do stuff like that, but the genius minds at North were smart enough here to take some inflatable paddleboard construction and re-engineer that so that we have a really lightweight, easy to deploy, and very safe method of launching your board from a dock start. And this is a lot easier than learning to dock start on your own, running up off it, or jumping off something into the water with your board. That stuff is all a high level of expertise. So this is a great way to get into the sport or make it easier for people that maybe don't have the athleticism or experience to dock start properly, or maybe just don't have the proper dock setup. So what we've got here is an inflatable structure. It lays flat and then you can kind of fold it into shape, and it floats. It's an inflatable thing. You just plug in a kiteboard pump or an electric pump to pump this thing up. And then it's got straps to adjust where you want the angle and to really lock that into a specific spot. So the first thing you want to do is get it assembled, get it pumped up, get it set up in the dock or the boat deck or whatever you're launching off of, and adjust the straps, make sure it's held there securely. Adjust the additional straps to adjust in the velcro positioning so that it holds your board in the right position. So the last thing you want to do when you're jumping up and onto your board is have the board pointing too far nose up, because once the board starts moving, it's immediately going to stall. If you have it too far pointed down, when you jump on it, number one, you might just slide off the board, but number two, you're aiming downwards, so you're going to be losing mast height immediately, and by the time you launch it, you're going to be almost on the water, which is not where you want to be starting. You want to get that board nice and level, if not even just a tiny bit nose down, so that you're gliding downhill from the start. That'll help you get gliding and deal with that turbulence without stalling, so that you can glide off cleanly, gain control, and start pumping away. So this still takes some practice, but the idea that you can just run up and jump onto it, it really helps with your foot placement. It really helps getting off the dock with speed. The last thing it really helps is getting off the dock safely. And I really can't encourage this enough. Coming off of the dock, it's not always perfect. A lot of times you're running alongside it. There's pillars, there's other things to worry about. And if you get it wrong, you could fall back on the dock, you could fall onto the foil. And what really helps about the dock starter is that you're running off the end. So it doesn't matter if it's on a dock or a boat deck, or even if you're just jumping off a rock or something and this thing's holding your board, sitting there floating. You really want to be able to get away from what you're jumping on, so that if you fall left or right, front or back, that you're not hitting something solid, because that's where injuries can really occur. It can become quite dangerous, actually. I know a lot of people that have actually done that and hurt themselves in the process of trying to dock start, or maybe they've already learned and they just made a mistake. You know, it's definitely something to be thinking about. So the benefit of the dock starter is you're running off the end. It's already holding it out there. It also is an inflatable structure, so if you manage to fall back onto it and hit it, it's not really going to hurt. It provides that buffer there for the dock, for the boat, for your foil, so that if they come into contact, hopefully that provides a buffer there where you're not going to ding your boat, you're not going to ding your foil and board running into stuff. So really it pays for itself with one little incident like that, whether it's a trip to the ER, whether it's a new foil, new board, new boat detailing, whatever. It definitely pays for itself in fun, in versatility, and in protecting your body and your gear. So I think it sells itself pretty easily. My personal experience, our crew here, we've done a few sessions now, had a blast and really figured this thing out. I can tell you it happens a lot faster than it normally does when you're trying to learn to dock start, where you're out there for hours and hours and thousands of tries just to get a few feet. You know, everybody had a decent amount of success with the dock starter within like 10 to 20 tries. And within like 50 tries, people were really, doing it quite well consistently. And these are athletic people that have foiled before. So, if that's not you, plan on a little bit more experience. But the nice thing is, it's a lot easier. You can really focus on the details, like the speed you're running, where your feet are landing, how you're gliding off and pumping off. And then just resetting it is so much easier than being bent over and sent over here and you're banging the foil on stuff. And there's a lot that can go wrong. It's a lot of easy ways to damage your equipment or your body, and hopefully not the dock or the boat you're using. So the Dockstarter is a really needed and great innovation for this space in pump foiling. I really, can't say it enough how fun this is. I've done some pump foiling before, some dock starting before, really struggled, even with a lot of foiling experience, a lot of pumping experience. It's a different animal, it's a different territory, you're riding different kinds of gear. And until you have that technique really locked down, and especially if you don't have an ideal setup for launching a dock, having the dock starter, just a quick strap it on and go. Me and Pat went out the other day, even just at a public dock, and we were out having fun in no time. We've done it off of boat decks, we've done it off of floating docks, piling docks, really anything where you can quickly strap it to it, or if you can't strap it to it, if you can just kind of position it there and then quick walk away and then run at it, you don't even actually need to attach it to anything. If you can't do that, or if you don't want to do that, it really still works. It might float away on you if you wait too long or if there's too much current or waves, but really it's a pretty versatile tool. It's easy to carry with you. It deflates, folds down into a tiny little space here, and it's quick to deploy. You just quick throw a couple of pumps in it, or you can even leave it inflated and just unfold it and use it kind of as a pad in your car or whatever for your board. It's just a simple, eloquent solution to the problem we've been having in dock starting, which is making sure it's easy to start and learn, making sure it's safe, and then adapting to different types of launches, whether it's a dock with pilings that you really only got this much space for your foil to slide through, or whether it's a floating dock with anchors, or whether you have whatever issues might come up. There's all kinds of stuff that can really mess with you when you're trying to dock start, but this really cuts through a lot of that difficulty, a lot of those variables, and makes it a lot of fun to get out there and do this. And a lot of our team have had a lot of fun with it, a lot of success when otherwise we might still be out there launching and trying to figure this thing out and figure out the technique. Just gliding off and off you go. So that's how we've been using it. That's some of our experience, and we really hope to see some of y'all out there with dock starters showing us what else we can't even imagine yet, how these things are going to take our routing to the next level, and the amount of people that are going to get into pump foiling that otherwise maybe would have still been stuck at the dock, fiddling around or getting frustrated. So be sure to check out the North Dockstarter on our website. We have them for sale. We'll get you set up, and also happy to talk with you about any foils and setups you might need to get yourself started if you're not already. This has been Tucker with MACkite Boarding, and we'll see you next time.